So hi also Kobe. Thanks to the Viparini family for dropping by. Okay, so as we have talked about or parang shared before, we'll be having like a series of catacomb topics that are about the Nineveh norms para mag-deepen yung understanding natin why we actually do these things. So in a way, we have a general understanding or idea, maybe some more than others. Pero these topics will actually hopefully increase our appreciation na, ganun pala. Kaya pala siya part ng Nineveh. Okay, so we had that with the Angelus, we had that with yung mortification with Father Demornay, and now we have um this simple topic. Hopefully, it's a bit simple from a person who's not really a musician and who really is a bit tone deaf sometimes. I hope I can do justice to this talk. It's about sacred music and also about music in general and why it's important. Kasi 'di ba in Nineveh, we have like a restriction na we can only listen to music that lifts up the soul to God. So in a way, secular music talaga bawal na. So ano lang tayo like church songs, Latin hymns, Gregorian chant, pwede rin siguro yung mga ano 'to, charismatic worship songs, mga gano'n. So, for those who are really into secular music, siguro challenging talaga and maybe it's really hard to give up. And we will understand why that is, 'no? So, we'll understand yung effect ng music sa body. May mga gano'n pala 'no, ang galing. Parang napaka-elegant nung design ni God sa tao that everything about the faith, they have a purpose. And music is one of those things, and it's very powerful. Okay, so I will start with this quote from Pope Benedict XVI. He said, music is capable of opening minds and hearts to the dimension of the spirit and leads people to lift their gaze to the Most High, to open themselves to the absolute good and beauty whose ultimate source is in God. Okay, so that's Pope Benedict XVI. Music is capable of opening minds and hearts to the dimension of the spirit and leads people to lift their gaze to the Most High, to open themselves to the absolute good and beauty whose ultimate source is in God. Okay, so, um, in a way, yun talaga yung role ng music, no? To bring us closer to our Creator. Okay, so for those who are moms here, and siguro, I don't know, baka yung iba, their children are in the stage na they're so into music. Lahat tayo dumaan dyan eh. Parang they made the study na when you're like a teen and when you're younger, music plays such a big role. Pero when you get older, parang, parang nababawasan pala talaga yun. And I also noticed that about myself. Parang, I had like artists and bands that I like. Pero now that I'm older, parang, wala lang. I'm just like into Latin hymns. Ganun na lang. Parang, I'm okay not to listen to the bands or artists that I used to like. Pero there's like a scientific backing na ganun talaga siya. Anyway, for those who have teens or tweens na into music now, this will also help you kasi we're raising families in a culture of death. Or even ourselves, even if we're single, we realize na tayo mismo, we are living or trying to live as Catholics in a culture of death. No? So even in music, we can see this. Okay, so um, the basic premise is music is um, an expression of religion, basically. So, and I'm not talking about just church music or I don't know, yeah. Basically, other religions have their own hymns. Islam, diba? They have the call to prayer. For those who've heard that, from the, um, Parang sa mga Muslim countries, maririnig mo yung call to prayer. Parang meron silang PA system, tapos maririnig mo talaga far and wide yung call to prayer nila, which is also like a chant din ba siya? So Hinduism, they also have that. Music is so important because it shapes the culture. No? So our own culture and even the one at home. No? So our culture at home. Bakit? Why is grabe naman? Ganun ba yun? Music talaga shapes the culture. Um, Kasi, if you really think about it, music expresses a worldview. Okay? So, depending on the artist, meron bang emo na ano dyan? Or like, is it a satanist rock band, metal band, or even Taylor Swift, no? Sadly, parang recently, parang very dark and edgy and even anti-Christian yung not so subtle clues in her lyrics, no? Um, so it expresses a worldview. And of course, that worldview comes from religious ideas. So basically, our religious ideas, it forms our worldview. So if you ask an agnostic how they see the world, that's basically so different from how a Catholic sees the world or how a Muslim sees the world, how an INC person sees the world. So iba talaga. Kasi they have different beliefs, no? So, um, music is so important and parang for that reason. Okay, so si Boethius, don't ask me how to spell that, pero in around 500 AD, sabi niya, music can both establish and destroy morals, for no path is more open to the formation thereof. Okay, music can both establish and destroy morals. Grabe. So in a way, parang if you want to form a person, lalo na kung bata pa, you just give them good or bad music. So that's why nung, di ba, you remember when we were in kindergarten or nursery, one of the first things we would really be taught um, were songs, di ba? Simple songs, ganon. And that's how you actually form a person. No? So, it can either establish or destroy morals. Ganon siya ka-powerful. Um, Sabi naman ni Plato, music is a moral law. Grabe. Music is a moral law. It is the movement of sound to the soul for the education of virtue. Okay. Music is a moral law. Um, Music is the movement of sound to the soul for for the education of virtue. So that's how Plato saw music, no? Plato talaga, he was really ahead of his time, no? And even if he lived before Christ, people consider him like, well, a lot of theologians will say it's possible that he's in heaven kasi parang he tried to live according to the natural law. Okay, that I'm digressing, pero parang ano lang, trivia. So, sabi naman ni um, Thoreau, okay, pero I wanna research more about this kasi ang interesting. Sabi niya, music destroyed Greece and Rome, and parang, I'm rephrasing na, music destroyed Greece and Rome, and it will destroy England and America. Grabe. Kasi parang, yun yung yun yung, parang US and UK, they're the trendsetters in the music scene. So parang Thoreau is basically recognizing na in a way, ang sisira sa isang society is its music, is its culture. Okay, so bakit? Very simple lang. Music, it imitates our passions. Okay, so parang, di ba minsan, parang may mga songs na, shucks, I was in public once, tapos meron talagang bastos na song na parang, ano ba 'to? Like literally, it's like pornography. Sabi ko, ano 'to? Like, parang gusto ko na magreklamo dun sa nag-aano, kaya lang hindi ko alam how to, like where to begin, gano'n. And and I'm sure yung mga taong nandun nakikinig, they're not oblivious to that, 'no. So, music has a way to really ano, excite the passions. Actually, they have done studies on this, no, na music forms the passions. And it is a message in itself. And parang if you think about it, yung music kasi, 'di ba they have, galing ng pagkakadesign talaga eh. It has three parts din. Sino ba yung mga musicians dito? Wala yata si Sunny, no? Pero it has melody, harmony, and rhythm, 'di ba? So yung melody, it's the simplest, and it's just like a clear tone, sounded one at a time. Tama ba? So it's the purest part of music, and that's why it pertains to the intellect. So kung may three parts daw yung music, may three parts din yung soul. So each part ng music parang acts on those three parts of the person, the human person. So yung melody daw acts on the intellect, and kasi it's the simplest. So it moves us to know the truth. So yung melody ng isang song, um, alam mo yung song talaga, 'di ba? Without any words even, alam mo na parang masama 'tong song na 'to. Parang hindi, parang I feel heavy listening to this song. Parang it's inciting fear. 'Di ba? There's music like that. Or this music is calming. Like I'm thinking about God. I'm thinking about things that bring me peace. Pero merong music na parang it just disturbs us. Okay. So a big part nun is the melody. Yung harmony naman, it pertains naman, or it acts on our emotions. Okay, so may mga songs na parang, parang magre-reminisce ka, or you feel, naisip mo yung ex mo or whatever, or um, even maybe feel angry about the government. Basta, you can literally feel a wide range of emotions, practically any emotion, with just listening to the harmony of a song. Right? So that's why it acts naman on our will, no? It helps us see the good, okay? Or inclines us towards evil din, no? So, parang may mga music na parang nagagalit ka din kasi napapakinggan mo, nagagalit ka na rin. Kanina lang, I don't know if my algorithm knew na I was preparing for this talk. Pero parang may nakita akong parang song na it was by, sino na nga yung The Amir of Rap? Forgot his name. Ano, basta parang mag-resign ka na is the title. Tapos parang, ayun, si Agassi. Tama ba? Um, so there's this woman na who's like singing with him. So she's like so angry na, ang toxic, ayun, yeah, that guy. Si Carlos Agassi. Naisip ko yung tennis player. Um, paano tayo algorithm rules, lol? So parang, ang toxic ng boss mo, ang toxic ng coworker mo. As in, I'm like, okay. Like, that's just a song. Pero literally, when I was listening, parang ako din, hindi ko siya tinapos. Parang, ano ba ito, nakaka-stress. Literally, this is what people are hearing. Mapaparesign ka talaga. Parang, kahit na parang na-process mo na, parang, hindi, nagagalit na ako ulit. 'Di ba? So, yun yung effect ng harmony. Okay, so it inclines us, or disinclines us towards or against the good. Okay? Kasi yung rhythm, ay nung harmony din ng song, ganun din, nakakagalit. 'Di ba? And lastly is rhythm. Okay, so this one naman, um, it has an effect on our body. So, alam niyo funny, may Toxify the Reperger then on music. Pero sa kanya more on like the Diabolical din na actually like, heavy metal, parang opening din siya to Diabolical influence. Very interesting. So he said na yung design or the arrangement or parang the rhythm of modern songs, they're really made to inspire lust. And I'm like, what? Yung mga catchy songs na yung rhythm nila parang boom, 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 or parang basta parang very yung parang you wanna dance kasi parang, like you feel like, shucks, what is this? For those maybe who are like introverted and really hate dancing, you're like, no, we don't feel that. Pero yung iba na parang, alam mo yun, yeah, like, rave or parang ganon, parang gusto mo nalang mag-bump and grind or alam mo yun, parang nasasapian na hindi mo malaman. So, sinasadya pala talaga yun. Songs are really designed to incite the lower passions. No? So, um, it actually parang moves the body to move in a certain way. That's why, like, when you're marching, di ba, try mo mag-march na walang music, tsaka mag-march na may music, na yung rhythm niya, parang walking. Ano ka talaga, parang may ganyo ka rin mag-walk, di ba? So, ganun din yung effect ng ibang songs when the rhythm is um parang really may term si Father Ripper dyan how to describe that rhythm eh. Pero yung ano siya, parang drum, parang tuloy-tuloy na ganun. When you notice yung traditional church music, walang ganun. Okay, later I'll talk about yung or parang characteristics ng sacred music. So, yun, no? So, if you observe, yung, at least we have an idea na, yun pala yung effect ng music sa atin. So, meron talaga siyang effect. Yung harmony, yung melody, yung rhythm. Okay, so I don't know, pero this is super interesting. You can like research it on your own. Pero talagang the evil one, because he knew how powerful music was. Isa talaga to sa in-infiltrate niya. So there are a lot of bands that do not even hide it. They really openly talk about making pacts with the devil. Basta ang dami na. You can research. Pero it really, they say, started with Aleister Crowley. In, ano ba, 1930s ba? Pero he was probably the most influential occultist of the 20th century. So people like Marilyn Manson, sadly even the Beatles, I really used to like the Beatles. They really consider themselves like followers of Aleister Crowley. And parang yung rock scene, yung rock and roll, really got their, di ba, very distinct yung rock. They really got their influence from him. Si Aleister Crowley, who was just a blatant, Satanist. He didn't hide it. As in, he would do rituals, he would, like, do human sacrifices, ganon. And, yun talaga, parang, he was just, yeah, parang, let, ano, let the darkness reign. Ganon siya talaga. Like, it's not even hiding the fact. So, Rolling Stones, yung mga ganon. So, yung Rolling Stones, you can even see it in the art of the parang mga album covers. Hindi yun ano lang a cool effect. It's actually really pagan, satanist, or occult symbol. So, hindi siya conspiracy theory. It's legit. So, a lot of this stuff are like, um, there are books written about yung research on this. No, na even in an interview, yung Rolling Stones, they said, parang ano talaga nila, inspiration talaga nila si Kali, who is a Hindu deity. Tapos, she's always sticking her tongue out. So, napapansin mo yung mga ibang pop and rock and roll icons. Lagi silang ganun yung post nila. And that's actually from, she's like a scary deity pag nakita mo siya. Pero I think one of their album covers, siya yung nandun. Parang, gano'n. So yun. So it shapes our culture. Yung music, it shapes our culture. So if our culture is ganun siya, say, shape, shape, shaped by music that is you would only can really describe as satanic, then the culture is satanic. No? So kind of depressing if you think about it. Kasi parang ano no, parang ito yung inaano sa atin na yung mga Catholics or Christians parang you guys would even know how to have fun anymore, or like lahat na lang bawal. Pero scary stuff like lol, and they're very smart Um parang napansin din ng I don't know if it was another priest who said na yung style talaga ng ng Hollywood or the entertainment industry is lalo na yung kunwari sa yung mga icons. They had young parang child actresses or singers na very wholesome when they were younger. So yung mga twins or yung mga bata would idolize them when they were wholesome. Pero when they would grow up, maging teens, slowly they become this like totally wild and parang pinakawalan sa ng mga bata na parang, ha? So yung mga children na kasabay nila na lumaki, yung idol nila cage na nila, nagwawala na yung idol nila, nagda-drugs, like just living an immoral life, like that's actually a strategy. No? So, yung, di ba si Hannah Montana very wholesome and like even Britney Spears or even Taylor Swift. No? So ngayon parang nandun siya sa dark era niya. E nung una, it's very wholesome, very fun. Actually parang ano nga parang hindi siya coincidence na gano'n. Pero it's really to trap the fans na since idol mo yan, di mo na siya iwanan. Tatanggapin mo na siya kahit na parang pasaway na siya. Di ba? So, that's how they really do it. Tapos si Aleister Crowley pala, yung motto daw niya, he perverted the Our Father, is do what thou wilt. Do what thou wilt. So, kumbaga parang you are a law unto yourself. And which is what we see din in the music industry, no? Yung mga icons. Like the Beatles, they did drugs, they went to India and did like dabbled into um Hindu stuff, mga ganon. Parang they made it acceptable to just really reject Christianity. No? So, yun. So what should music do? What is good music? Okay, so again, with Pope Benedict XVI, he said, music, great music, relaxes the mind, awakens profound sentiments, and as it were, a natural invitation to raise one's mind and heart to God in every situation of human existence, both joyful and sad. Music can become prayer. Okay. So, great music, relaxes the mind, awakens profound sentiments, and as it were, a natural invitation to raise one's mind and heart to God in every situation of human existence, both joyful and sad. Music can become prayer. So, the call talaga to every Catholic is to align every aspect of our lives um, kay Lord. And that includes our preferences, our music. And as I said, no, it can be really difficult kasi catchy naman talaga yung mga songs eh. Di ba minsan parang may LSS ka? Kasi ang ganda ng melody, ang ganda ng harmony, yung rhythm. Pero when you listen to the lyrics, you're like, parang hindi yata maganda yung song na yun pala, no? 'Di ba? Minsan nga, ano ba yung mga before, may mga songs na they were in foreign languages and people didn't know what they meant. Pero when they translated, they're like, What a horrible song. And I've been singing that, 'di ba? So, yun, no? B16 really orients us na even our music should draw us to God. So, yun na yun. That's one of the main criterion we should look at, no? Na it doesn't incite the lower passions. It is of the Christian worldview, and it actually lifts up our souls to God. Kaya in Nineveh, meron talagang ganun na norm or ganun na restriction kasi the church has always known this, no? And parang siguro there are a lot of siguro parang things that we can talk about great music. Pero I will just give this brief points on Gregorian chant, maybe because some of us might not be so familiar. So yung Gregorian chant, it was really started by Pope Gregory, and parang haligi na talaga siya ng church. It's like, it's just for many religious monasteries and communities. This is like a huge part of their lives, no? Gregorian chant. I think nag-share ako nito a couple of months ago ba, na they stopped this in some monasteries after Vatican II, yung Gregorian chant. Tapos parang yung mga monks nagkakasakit. Parang may something off talaga na wala silang gana. Parang may nawala talaga. And when they reinstated Gregorian chant, yun, parang they went back to how they were. And I don't think that's a coincidence or just psychological attachment na they missed Gregorian chant. Pero they actually realized even organized and order our passions. Kumbaga parang the overall health of the person is dependent on the auditory, what we hear. No? Kaya pala may ganun, may Gregorian chant, may sacred hymns, no, may sacred music. That's why pala, like yung Lectio Divina, ini-encourage na to read scripture aloud. Dapat naririnig, hindi lang siya binabasa silently. Pero we hear it, no? So even the word, like at Mass, it is proclaimed aloud, no? Kasi the auditory is so important. It's so important to our thriving as people, as children of God. Okay, so yung Gregorian chant, yun nga, i-compare mo siya sa pop songs, it's so different kasi it's very simple and solemn. And it is the best music probably to kind of describe God because simple and solemn siya in its parts. It's like God who is so simple and yet so great, no? Um, so wala siyang, hindi siya, yung mga ano niya, yung mga rhythm niya, hindi siya yung parang nakaka-induct. Like, you don't wanna feel like dancing when you hear Gregorian chant. Na parang, God, this is rave music. Wala. Iba yung effect niya. It also doesn't have clear melodies. Like, you can't really quite really sing like a Gregorian chant. Like, I mean, if you're new to it, it's not like you can sing it back. Kasi the melody is not clear. No, so it's not meant to really appeal to our intellects that way. Pero it's meant pala to appeal to our will. Okay? So, bakit? So I watched this video that explained na, di ba, love is an action of the will. It's hard. Pero, um, that is the whole work of the Christian life, to love God and to make him to make him loved. So even our music reflects that, no? So even our music trains us to love, to use our will, no? So kumbaga parang acquired taste yung Gregorian chant. You learn to love it. And it's not like LSS song na parang, ay, na-LSS ako sa Gregorian chant. Maybe, no? Maybe, parang it will like echo in your head. Pero it's not supposed to be catchy in the way that pop songs are supposed to be catchy. And Gregorian chant, when we listen to it and we don't feel anything, okay lang yon. We're not required to feel anything. In the same way na, when we love, it's not necessary na we feel something. We just will to love, di ba? Parang ano, when we love God, hindi naman sinabi ni God na kailangan you should have these fervent feelings and emotions. Of course, when God gives us that consolation, we welcome it. That's still a grace. Pero hindi siya required. No? So that's the same with sacred music, I would say. No, no minsan, it's not like, yeah, mapapasayaw ka. Wala namang ganun. Or parang, wow, it's so LSS. It's like, shucks, I could sing this all day. It's not supposed to be like that. This is supposed to orient us to God. Okay, so that's it. Our questions are, I will switch off the recording now.